He said,
well, that would bring more, coverage for the Maritimes and give you more exposure too, just by having anybody else on the card, right?
Yeah.
It's going to build everybody up.
Gives you more time.
you know what? If you're a good person and you work hard, I hope they all make it. You know what I mean? I'm not in competition with anybody. You know, if we got a fight state, then I'm in competition with you, right? But even then, I don't wish bad for that person. You know, like I'm gonna beat them up, but I don't wish bad in their life or anything. I hope they succeed in everything else in life. You know, so just crazy, man. It is what it is.
I hope for you that your chance. I mean, you already had it. He already called you 2 times, so he's probably gonna call you back because he didn't even start yet.
No.
The card, not at all. Thinking if she was going to be on that card, it's going to be people all around the world. There's another guy right here in St. John. You got from Pakistan. Starting in 2, huh?
Yeah, no, Zubair's he's a friend of mine. He moved here from Pakistan. What's his Fighting Alliance?
Fighting Alliance.
Nice,
Yeah, no, he seems like a pretty good guy, you know.
Yeah, we talked a couple of times on the phone.
So, and I like where his head's at right now. Like, as far as, like, he basically wants to, like, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I think he wants to do, like, almost like a tryout before a show, right?
Yeah.
So just to make sure guys are, like, legit, right? Because now, man, so many promotions are like, you want to be an MMA fighter? Yeah, okay, go get blood work. Go get a chest exam, you're an MMA fighter, right?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, man, you know. This is combat, you know. This isn't, we're not going out there and playing fucking ping pong, you know. This is where shins go across heads, you know. And if you know, if you just do this, but to me it's crazy. Like, I train my ass off, and on the day of the fight, I'm like, fuck, did I do enough? So the guys who, you know, literally don't, you know, hit a fucking pole in their basement and, you know, get their blood work done.
We've seen it.
You know, ground and pound their pillows, you know.
We've seen it with the phone calls. Oh yeah, I have a fight in 2 weeks. Where do you train? Oh, I beat the heavy bag in my basement. We see it, right? So, you know, and it's not fair for the opponent. It's not fair to the fans. Like, nobody should be paying like $50 to watch somebody do their bucket list. You know, oh, I did one MMA fight, I got knocked out. You know, wow, I crossed it off. Like, go bungee jumping. You know, nobody should have to, you know, waste 8 weeks to fight somebody to do that. You know, we see it all the time. The guys, they don't train any boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, nothing. And then they go and fight, and it's just a waste of everybody's time. You know, and, you know. They're called MMA fighters. If you consider him an MMA fighter, that's 2 different things.
A lot of work. A lot of freaking work. Like the last one I've done there, I think I did an interview with everybody, and half of them wasn't there, or wasn't making weight, you know, and got injured. So, like, it's a lot of work for me. It's a lot of work for the commission and the promoter too. With all the name, the weight, and this and that, and it's a lot of freaking work.
I feel bad for them, man.
And you train for that guy, doesn't show up, or he doesn't make weight, or he gets injured. I mean, plus your time too. You're always behind him. Like, it's a lot of work for everybody. A lot of work, everybody.
And that's why I'm excited to get in the UFC. And don't get me wrong, you know, if I don't get called for October, it's not the biggest deal in the world for me. You know, my mindset is I'm gonna get there anyways.
Get ready. Might be calling before.
You know, and if they do, great, I'll be ready. Right? I'll be ready, right? But say it doesn't happen, then you want to give me another year, 2 years? Sure, you know what I mean? I'll just get better, right? And when I get there, I'll be even better, you know?
Because I finished the last fight card last night from the UFC. I think there's 7 fights, so there's more fight to come. So I'm update all of it. But if you look at the website, the UFC website, event, and you see there's 2 fight cards, it's TBA versus TBA or something like that. I'm surprised you didn't get called before. Moncton. I know you would prefer to be in Moncton.
Well,
of course, but when it counts, as long as you can put your feet in there.
And
at least, you know.
Moncton honestly is perfect timing for me because, as you know, I broke my hand my last fight. I'm just getting back into training. I've just been doing a lot of rehab stuff. That's good because it gave my body a break anyways. Because like we spoke about, like I'm somebody who goes too crazy sometimes, and it's good for me to not do anything for a bit. But no, like I said I wanted to fight late fall or at least before the year ends, and I wake up and see UFC Moncton October 27th. I was like, fuck man, this is the. Well, no, when I didn't know they were coming. No, and I woke up and saw that. And
Listen, they broke.
oh no way. Well, you couldn't say anything, no way.
I went the last time at one at the casino where there's two guys wasn't making wait. There's one guy had to wait 20 minutes and the other one had to wait an hour. So I was over the meeting after nearly that, the boss from the commission, sports commission. And I asked him, then I said, you think you would see what's coming? The new event center? Oh yeah, and it's like nothing like us. Oh yeah, right on. But it's like nothing for him. Yeah, I think you're supposed to come over in September, October. I don't really know there. I'll check. Oh yeah, check and do it fast. I mean, like, you know. So yeah, I know since April they were coming, but I didn't know really.
Well, what was it, 3 years ago, the UFC came to St. John, and they did like a Reebok Fitness Challenge, and they used our gym for, they taught the Special Olympians kids. So we had Jason Sago and Rose Namajunas were here, and I got all the fighters to come in and help out, and we taught a class, and the guy that was in charge, he said, yeah, we're gonna come someday. And he said, wouldn't ever be St. John, it'd probably be Moncton. So I just been...
They're gonna come to St. John's today. Trust me, they're gonna come to St. John's. Harbor Station.
When you go and fight for these one, okay, whatever, any promoter, and I gotta go out of town. But like UFC is big, they go every country, not just every province, they go every country, every province, and even if you talk, I'm from up north, and like when I see that, I put on Facebook, you know, like finally we got UFC in our own town. For me, like for them, if you look at them, and they go every country and all that. So you come to Moncton, I mean, for me it's almost like home.
Oh yeah.
So the
Can't
size
get
they
closer.
are, big are they are, yeah. And like still in New Brunswick, no matter what.
Yeah.
But and it's a good place. I mean, in Moncton, like you got Fredericton, I'm not saying that it goes out there yet, but I'm saying that like you're right in the middle, pretty much. Like Moncton, you got Fredericton, St. John, Halifax. Yeah, pretty much everything around, like it's almost a capital from New Brunswick. You know.
Well, really, in the Maritimes too, as far as fighting goes, like Halifax and Moncton seem to be like where they host the most MMA events, anyways. And they already had 2 shows in Halifax, I think. So, you know, Moncton's the next big thing, I think. You know, the only place that makes sense, in my opinion. You know, so. Yeah.
What I like about it too is where, you know, your first UFC fight, let's say it was in, you know, California or something, you get all this travel and you know, the big arena, you know, the big shock, you know, plus being in the UFC at the same time. So this way here, it's nice because just one little step at a time, right? So you're in the UFC, but you're close to home, so it's not going to be as big a shock. As I can't imagine, like, you know, you're flying to fight in Rio de Janeiro, it's your first fight in UFC, like, you know, you're in another country, it'd be, you know, a lot of shock, right? So this way here, it's just one shock at a time instead of everything at once. It'd be nice.
Yeah, no, it's the best case scenario.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Yeah. Get lucky to get a show in Moncton. There's only 2 shows in 218, I think, in Canada, huh?
Yeah.
Calgary and Moncton. 218 is not much.
No, that's,
Not much.
yeah, no, they did that top 5 prospect list there, and I was on that for like top UFC prospect list, and it was like a few days later they had the UFC Moncton. I was like, man, this is just freaking destiny.
This is destiny.
Yeah. That was my mindset.
Yeah, everything happened for a reason.
And I just so happens that I said I want to fight, you know, before the year ends. You know, it's good timing for me, you know, with my injury and stuff like that.
There's 3 cards, there's nobody on that.
Yeah.
There's 2 for September, 10 plus October, you must have another card in October before the 27th.
Yeah.
They just want to make 1 card in October. This guy needs 3 cards in October. We don't know yet from the one in Montreal or whatever, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it might be one in September, who knows?
Yeah. No, and like I said, October was the best case scenario, just because of my injury. But September's a little too soon for me. But and why, like I said, if they're gonna have somebody in UFC Moncton, I'm the guy, right? Like it only makes sense to have me on that card anyways, right? So
Yeah.
it's all like all coming together.
Yeah. But someone will know in July when you're back. Yeah. Us.
What's up?
You're doing us, then you're there.
Okay.
He's going in July. Up there, he wants to figure because I want to start a ticket pro and I'm what told me to. And if he's just needing to put 300 tickets to put on my website.
Yeah.
I got almost 2 million viewing reviews, if not more. Yeah. Like 3 years ago, I had over 1 million views. Every year. And it doubles. Every time. Yeah, I put that everywhere. It's on Google, like the other day we did, I sent that on Google and Twitter.
Yeah.
Plus Facebook.
Cool. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
over 18,000 likes on Facebook. Over 18,000 likes on my page.
Wow.
So, and I got a lot of traffic. Lots of traffic.
Yeah.
So, and I got the ranking and all that.
Yeah.
And now I want to get the Ticketmaster. Everybody's saying that's where all the money is. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hire somebody to help me after a while because I don't have time.
Yeah.
Now I'll go to work in the body shop. You come back at 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting down and relaxing until 6, 7 o'clock before I take a shower and cook supper. And then I jump on the website until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Don't tell me hire somebody.
Yeah, no, I really like. When I started out there, like, I came and see a little one, right, me and all them, and it's not really just a page like Maritime MMA. I don't know if you remember that. Maritime MMA.
I don't think so.
You just started a thing at Cage Rage.
Yeah.
And I started with that, and then, like, maybe a website or something, you never know. So I asked my niece, Natasha.
Okay. I don't know. I'm better with faces. But...
She knows you.
Okay. She a fan?
She knows you. Yeah, but Bradley's ex-wife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Natasha or someone. And yeah, so I went on. I asked her about it. I said, "We can do that on the website." So she said, "First of all, we gotta look for the name." So I looked for the name on Google, Maritime MMA, and all.com, and someone already had that name. So I look on the website, there was no update, I don't know for how long. So I forget, I said, I'm going to sign in and find out who's that guy, who it belongs to. So I signed in that website, Maritime MMA, and started talking to that guy. And that guy was Isaac.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So anyway, he asked me to come down here and Moncton, and I'll show you how it works and whatever. I can play with that. So I started with that and that. But it was day and night, like it was all new. You got something new, so you always spend your time with your time on that. So he called me about 3-4 months later. I said my wife, she's pregnant, and she said, if you want the website, take it. It's yours. Can you? No, I said, it's yours. I'm giving it to you. I put that on, and I was paying more times on it. I said, whatever, I said, something's happened later, something started, you never know. I mean, like 5-6 years from now, I don't know if I'm still on that. So give me a call, so we'll see what's going on. A year after, that's where I saw that in the admission, it was almost over 1 million views in 1 year.
Nice.
Just putting bullshit on that. I mean, like, I called him and I told him that. So in a couple of days I'll talk to my wife. We'll see if I come back. So he called me a couple of days after. He said, okay, he said, I'm coming back. So did a couple of meetings and all that. Yeah, and then we decided to change the name for MMA Law. MMA Law. Do you remember that? MMA Law? No? No. And then we started the pay-per-view. You fight live. You fight.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was always freezing and jamming, and fuck, I was having inbox and email, and better freaking give me my money back as a man. And that was always in the background, so.
Yeah.
It
It was all
okay.
bullshit. It was all on me.
I had some of my family from Ontario watching like my amateur fight at one point on that You Fight Live or whatever.
And it was freezing and everything, and shit, man, I got a lot of fucking inbox and everything. And I said, yeah, I said, so where'd they come from? I said, no, there's some mountain around anyway. But I call them, tell them to come over here and to show you one that time. So I said, okay. So we called them, it was Froggy, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
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 So a couple of them there, so when it seemed like the other said the pay-per-view was freezing, it's jumping and everything. I said, fuck, I'm gonna get killed. You get some tickets. So I said, yeah, so they got some tickets, and those people came over there, and we'll give them free tickets so they can walk in at least and watch it live.
Yeah.
So that's how we save our ass.
No.
But it was over after that. You guys have never done that. Fuck it. I don't want to hear about that pay-per-view anymore. So we stopped that. And then he decided to stop with MMA law. Decided to open this gym and all that. And I said, okay, well, I want a website. So we build the Sports Combat News. Like 3 years ago, we closed MMA law and I started, he left. So he built me that website, Sports Combat News. But I started like 78 years ago with the Maritime MMA, a page on Facebook. And yeah.
One way.
Yeah. So I'm not a real media. I'm doing this because I like doing it. I like supporting the fighters and I like the fight too. It's a big difference. Like, and Jeff just said, yeah. Like fighter. He said, yeah, he said, Joel, you just find another thing. He said, that's for sure. He said, oh, okay, what's good? He said, next time let me know. I want to go back. And my daughter and my son too was there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they were sitting, where's my table over there? When you walk out the stage, there's some chairs on both sides of the step there. So you have to put them there.
Oh, cool.
Put them right there. Yeah. Like, fuck, I said, right on, cool, thanks. So, yeah, when they saw YouTube, I showed them a couple of fights at my place before we go to the show and all that. Yeah, no, we're big fans of Christien. I like him. He's straight, fuck, he wants to go forward. And I like it, yeah. There's no fake shit there.
No.
He worked his ass off. I mean, I can see, yeah. You know, you can shoot through someone when he gets inside the cage. I mean, like.
It's cool. I found it was cool that, I'm really appreciative, but it's cool that it was in Moncton and, by far I made the most noise there,
Oh,
it
yeah.
seemed like, everybody was there for me kind of thing, which was cool, that being in
Oh,
Moncton.
you got a lot of things in it.
Because the St. John show was crazy, you were there, that place was electric, but it was cool to see that many people there for me in Moncton, it's a big deal, I appreciate it.
I mean, you make good fights and good shows and all that. People will follow for sure. Yeah. But, I'm not starting with Cage Rage, but I think Steve Williams is supposed to start back again, Cage Rage.
He's talking about, yeah.